In 1991, my homeland of France voted a law to ban smoking in public places, as well as regulate advertising of tobacco and alcohol, such as not being able to cite the name of an alcoholic brand for certain events to a certain audience, etc. That law is called Loi Evin, and it means that before 1991, you could light up a cigarette on an airplane, you could smoke in a waiting room in a hospital, or even in a cafe inside, even if the neighboring table had children and babies even, it was not a problem. Doesn't it feel strange now when we know of such situation, just like, before the 1970s, if you were born a woman, you were not able to divorce your partner. That was the way it was. It's nearly 50 years ago now, and yet it's not much compared to how long the institution of marriage has been running. So when we look back, we have to look back with compassion and at times even forgiveness for the systems that we were in, and also for ourselves, because of the human part of ourselves that, in a need to belong, to conform, to be part of something greater, made us comply with situations that are, when I look back now, less than pure, less than healthy. And it seems that more and more of us are waking up to the fact that, well, there are many situations that are still occurring upon this earth that are not fitting us anymore, that feel terribly unjust and difficult to accept at times. And even if the collective, the politics, and all of that has not cooked up yet with how we're feeling inside, I feel it's important to give it weight, to honor it, to simply honor it as our inner truth. Because there might be a moment in time, just around the corner, where the collective would have cooked up with how we're feeling. I'm gonna give a couple of examples. I was based in the UK for 18 years of my life, and I was always deeply disturbed, especially as I moved into becoming a practitioner of health, that the only food readily available within a public hospital premises, were fast food chains and food that we know is not supportive of health. Even the food served within the hospital environment, ain't supportive of health. And also, as a aware alternative practitioner, and my research and experience, as well as understanding of how the body actually functions, I have to find myself in a very patient position when I saw the last few years people rushing to get an injections of some sort in order to feel immune towards a cold. A nasty cold, but still it's just a cold or a flu. So, patience, forgiveness, and many other qualities are essential to move through the times that we're in, as it seems that everywhere we're looking at, there's something that's becoming more than unpleasant to witness. And so immediately we're looking at explanations, root causes, and then immediately we're looking at actions. What can I do? And this video is to offer another perspective that is inspired by my, I would say, devotion to our feminine essence. And for me, all souls are feminine indeed. So I'm not talking to females or women. I'm talking to souls. I'm addressing soul core frequency, and sometimes the need to bring back coherence as we witness incoherence, lack of justice. I even sometimes use the word upside down world. There is also a movement called, I forgot the name now. You know, when something really truly does not make sense. It has escaped my mind, and I'm recording those videos in one go. So instead of looking at fixing the situation, instead of immediately go into actions, whether we want to take it down the street or post about it or sing about it or express how the level of indignation that we may be experiencing, my words here are an invitation to be present with what we're witnessing and honor how it lands as an incoherence, because it's a clue of how coherent we are, or we have become, through healing, since healing is my subject matter, if that makes sense. And skipping reaction for creation and creativity. So rather than focusing on what we don't want anymore, we are creating what we feel is aligned with our soul core frequency. And that is here a message that is addressing people who have become familiar with their soul core frequency, which is love. And from that perspective, then we can only have gratitude for what we're witnessing. Because somehow it has its role to play. As we understand, love does not divide, does not conquer, does not convince. It just is. And so, beyond the duality of the world that we're witnessing, and gosh, it gets really, really polarized right now, we can fall back into this truth that there is no separation from the inner world, the inner coherence, and the outer world that is a projection from our inner sun out. As I nourish my soul core frequency, as I tune in with coherence, perhaps even as a daily practice right now, I can surely have an influence on the world outside without having to do anything. Just by being present and radiating my soul core frequency outwards. Nothing is going to change in this world unless it comes from that change within. It can be just a quote or a saying, or it can become a living experience. And that is the reward of healing. That there are more days where we find ourselves in that peaceful, contemplative, yet passive position, and that we don't feel the need to act upon it. Or react upon what we're witnessing. That is the reward of healing. It's that peace within that is slowly and surely becoming the new gold.